at all the shirts I have. They're like, upcycle me, please. It was a lot of work, damn. Please don't give up, my machine. Please don't give up.
Welcome to Season 2, Episode 2 of Next Top Upcycler. I'm your host, Angelina of Blueprint DIY, where I teach you how to remake your clothes to be just as unique as you are. But this show is all about you. Upcyclers from all over the world. Season 1 was epic, but this season is definitely gonna take it up a notch. 9 contestants worldwide have 7 days to transform old menswear pieces into unique garments for themselves. The final garment has to be at least 75% from men's dress wear or men's business wear. Before the start of the competition, the contestants were only able to gather their used menswear and sketch their ideas. Each week, you'll watch one contestant try to create the best menswear upcycle, and then you get to vote for your favorite. But this season, we have a twist. Your votes will narrow it down to the top 2 contestants, and then the winner will be crowned by our YouTube celebrity judges with Wendy, the DIY designer, Jess Dang, and Fashion Wizardry. And you'll get to see them all together in the season finale right here on Blueprint DIY. I am so honored and so excited, so definitely subscribe so you don't miss it. So today, we're traveling all the way to India to meet our second contestant, Isha.
Hi, I'm Isha. I'm 21 years old from Chennai, India, and I'm the next top upcycler. I'm a business administration graduate who has a crush on fashion and absolutely love upcycling, not just clothes, but any kind of trash that I love to experiment with. I'm currently doing this short-term program in fashion design to get my basics and fundamentals right, as I'm in the midst of a shift in career direction. The reason why I started upcycling was because I wanted the clothes that I wear to look different from what the others were wearing, so I just used to take my scissors and just make few cuts here and there. And then that is how I slowly started learning how to sew. When I was young, I remember my grandmother used to stitch these beautiful dresses from her old saris, and I loved wearing them. One of my favorite things to upcycle are saris, which is a traditional Indian garment, because it is a 5-yard long fabric where I have all the freedom to experiment and upcycle however I want to. I love all the clothes that I've upcycled so far, but here's one of my top favorite. This was previously a sari, and now I've converted it into this beautiful puffy sleeve corset inspired gown. Here in Chennai, the traditional fashion is the classics. Gorgeous silk saris, pattu pavadais, which comprise of a blouse and a long skirt, linen cotton shirts, beige tees, and kurtas and kurtis with jeans, cotton crop tops, etc. with all these vibrant, beautiful prints. What I'm influenced by the most are these beautiful prints and the use of silk in different kinds of clothing. Being in the middle of a change in a career direction has been extremely difficult for me. I left my comfortable, well-paying job to actually follow my dreams, and it has been difficult. Like, I've been extremely demotivated. I'm just a beginner and I don't have access to a lot of sewing supplies, mainly professional sewing supplies as well, like a dress form and things like that. So that could probably affect my garment. Since I'm a beginner, I am not entirely sure if the garment that I vision is actually going to come out the way I want it or not, because this garment is me extremely coming out of my comfort zone and creating this whole garment which I have never done before. It is scary, but I am willing to take this opportunity, and I know I will be motivated and I know I will do my best. I instantly knew that the garment I was going to create had to comprise of 3 things. 1, had to do something with Indian fashion. 2, I want my garment to have a story, a theme, and an impact. And number 3, I want my garment to be vibrant and wearable in all kinds of occasions, where I can pair it with different kinds of other clothes that I can use for different occasions. I usually get my clothes for upcycling from my friends and family, and for this competition, that's what I've decided to do as well. When I heard that this competition was about menswear, I was super thrilled, because look at all the shirts I have. And I thought, why not make a garment entirely out of shirts alone and not use any other kinds of men's garments?
I personally admire Isha so much. It took a lot of courage to follow her heart and take the huge leap of making a career in fashion. Hi, Isha.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am great. Are you ready to start the competition?
Yes, I am. I'm so excited. I cannot wait.
So, how are you feeling like right at this moment before everything starts?
I am actually nervous because I'm like scared. I'm scared if what I have in mind, if it's going to come out or not, like how I vision. And this is just me extremely pushing myself to another level of, something different. So I am nervous. I'm scared, but I do have faith in me that I will do it.
Good. I'm so excited that you're pushing yourself, and I can't wait to see what you're going to do. So, speaking of, can you reveal to us finally what are you planning to do?
What I have in mind is to depict oceans. So, right, when we think about oceans, it's all like blue and beautiful and, calm, but we do not know about the garbage that's being dumped into the ocean and how much it's being polluted. So, the reality of the oceans is what I want to portray in my garment because I wanted my garment to, have a sort of a theme or something. There is this Indian traditional garment called the lehenga, which is a long skirt with a crop top. So it's a crop top with a long skirt. So that is what I'm trying to make. So I thought I'll create patchworks out of shirts.
Oh,
So
nice.
yeah, like waves, like patchworks on the whole skirt, but then add different colors like brown and yellow here and there, depicting, garbage and the other things that we don't usually see when we look at the ocean. And then the crop top would be like a shirt with, something like a puffy sleeve happening over here with some wave like details. So that's what I have in mind. I don't know how that's going to come out though.
I am super excited. How did you come up with that inspiration? Like, how did that come about?
Being an upcycler, I want to give a small kind of an awareness or a thought as to, when you throw something next time, think about it. Like, can you use it again? Can you repurpose it? Can you upcycle it? Can you put your creativity on that element and on that trash and use it at home? So that's one kind of a message I wanted to show. And I really love the water, the ocean. So I thought, why not?
Oh, that's awesome. So, when you were like designing your garment, did you sketch? Did you do a mood board? What was your process?
Yes, I created a mood board with the inspiration and then I did a sketch.
Let's see it.
I'm actually a messy artist. I'm not great at sketching, but then
Oh, me neither.
so this
Yes.
is like the crop top with the button-down collar shirt because I want to have that menswear element, like to show that it was created from a menswear. So
Yes.
puffy sleeves. So this is the kind of patchwork that I'm trying to show with waves.
Oh, that's going to be so cool.
Yeah, and it is very challenging for me as a beginner, but then I don't know.
So, do you have the pieces that you're going to upcycle yet?
Yes, I do. I collected shirts and everything from my friends and family. I have these blues, different shades of blues. Ready to
Wow.
be upcycled. They're like, upcycle me, please, please. And then there's some shades of brown, if you can see.
Uh-huh. So are you going to use the browns?
Yes, I'm going to use those browns here and there just
Okay.
to give that idea. And
Yeah.
then there are a bit of greens as well.
Oh, that's pretty. I love the color palette.
Yeah, and I have this yellow as well. So I'm thinking of using all of them here and there creatively.
When your family gave you those, did you already have them from your family, or they heard about you being in the competition and then they just gave them to you?
Half of them, I had them already.
Okay,
And
cool.
half of them, I collected it for the competition.
So you were ready, like you were already ready to do the menswear competition.
Yeah, I was really excited. Like when I saw the announcement, I was like, oh, menswear, I have a lot of them. I have to be here.
Yes, that's awesome. All right, so by our midweek check-in, what do you want to have done?
So I expect myself to have completed the skirt entirely so that I'll have enough time to work on the shirt. So I also want to add an accessory if I have time, but then since the whole patchwork is happening, I don't know if I will have time. I'm gonna have like college the whole week, so that's like the whole morning to evening. I'll have classes plus assignments, so it'll just be the nighttime and early mornings that I'll be working on. So that is like a huge challenge for me. So I'll have to like finish the skirt by Wednesday.
So it's gonna be a crazy week for you.
It is going to be a crazy week. Sleep, bye bye.
Oh my gosh, I'll have you guys in my thoughts. All right, so let's see your space.
I don't
actually have a sewing space as such because it's just me and the machine. So it's usually like my brother's study table, which is converted into a study table by day, and then I just become Batman sewer at night. For the competition, I just took a little bit of my dad's studio space. So this is where I will keep my garments and my sewing materials. So I have some laces and the needles and everything. And this is me and my sewing machine. This is a singer. So it's my mom's sewing machine. She used to sew since when I was a kid. So I use her sewing machine whenever I have to sew. So I got inspired by her actually.
So, are you ready to start this week-long journey into...
Oh, I was born ready.
I love it. I love it. All right, so get your upcycle garments on your mark. Get set. Go. Upcycle, upcycle, upcycle.
So I took out my grandmother's old sari. I took the measurements, drafted the pattern, which I thought is correct. What I wanted was a half circle skirt, but what I got was entirely different. The first day when I thought things had to be all right and things had to work, it's just not happening. And this was the only idea that I had. I did not have plan B. I really hope I come up with plan B because I know this is not going to work, and I know this skirt is too huge and the measurements are incorrect. Instead of getting one half circle skirt with the fabric, I got two half circle skirts. I thought, okay, come on, once I create the waistband, I'll be able to accommodate them into the waistband by adding them as frills or pleats and make it into a really huge skirt. But the bottom half of the fabric that I cut out had some weird shape. I won't be able to finish within 1 week. It's scary and I'm just gonna sleep on it, and I hope I come up with plan B. So today I took out my shirts. I started cutting the patches for the patchwork. I used a parchment paper with a carbon paper below it, and I started drawing out the wave patterns which would copy onto the shirt, and I would just cut them out. And I started sewing the waves. It is the end of day 2. I'm so worried and I'm so scared about the fact that the weekend is over. I was thinking of completing, more than half of my work by the end of the weekend, because the weekend was crucial for me. Because from tomorrow I'll have classes, I'll have assignments, I'll have so much of work to do, and that is really scary, and I'm nowhere close to what I was supposed to finish. The method that I used today was too time consuming, so I decided to change the design entirely. Instead of working on a circular skirt, I thought, why not have the concept of skirt in place but change it to a button down slit skirt instead. The more I started sewing the waves, the more I realized that it is so difficult to keep the patches and the fabric in place and sew it around. And I realized that if I continue the method, even this slit skirt is not going to happen. So I have to figure it out.
So this is day 3, and just look at all the mess. Oh my god, this just looks so messy. And this is all that I've completed, and I have literally 70% of the fabric left to complete with patchwork.
So as you can see, I've numbered each pattern, and I've just cut that out, and I have placed them correctly under the numbers. And these are some of the leftovers. So it's puzzle time. So I took each wave patterns which I cut out in my parchment paper. I attached it on the shirt where I folded it 3-4 times. So with one cut, I'll get 4 of that same patterns, or 2 or 3 of that same similar patterns. Do you think this is going to look good?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I don't even know what it is. It's jeans.
No. How will you make jeans with this kind of material? Uh-oh. Do we have a problem here? I cannot believe 3 golden days are over. I feel really nervous because I haven't even completed close to 15% of my patchwork, and I just have another 4-5 days left, and I have to complete the patchwork. I have to sew the buttons and get the whole shape of the skirt ready, then work on the shirt. There's just too much work, and I hope I'm able to fix this little puzzle that I'm doing, because this puzzle is huge, and it feels like I'm in a maze trying to figure my way out. But in one way, although it's really difficult and it's really challenging, I really like this feeling. Although I haven't progressed even a little bit, I just have some hope. I do have hope that I will be able to do this, that I will be able to complete it. However, probably the design might change again, but I know I can do it. I can do this. I'll just go with the old-fashioned drawing waves on the skirt pattern and then just tracing it below so that I'll get the exact shape that I want to fill the spaces. Today is day 4 and I feel exhausted. Although it's just day 4, cutting out patchwork wasn't easy as I thought, and although I cut them out and I tried to put them all together, there's just extra space and I just don't know what to do about it. I'm so confused, and I still have another 50 to 40% of the patchwork alone to complete. I am really scared if I'll be able to finish it off. I'm really nervous. I am so nervous and I'm so tired. Let's just hope for the best.
Oh my gosh. So, did I hear that right? Isha decided to completely change her design and she decided to do tiny patchwork instead. I thought she was courageous before, but this is a whole new level. We gotta check in to see how she's doing.
Hi,
Hi,
Angelina.
Isha. How are you?
It has been really crazy.
What's been going on?
So actually, like normally when you start out, probably it's somewhere in the middle where, you make mistakes and something mess up. But then for me, step 1 was a total disaster. So I thought I would create the whole skirt, right? So the pattern which I cut out did not come out properly. So it was supposed to like stand on my waist. But then I don't know what happened. It was not happening at all. Like the measurements were wrong, I guess. And then I figured that the entire skirt was too long. The fabric was too huge that I wouldn't be able to fill it by 4 days or 5 days. But then I thought I'll change the design entirely. Like I thought I'll keep the patchworks, the concept and the idea, everything in place. I didn't want to change any of that, but I thought I'll go with a slit button down skirt instead.
Okay.
So that is also, one of the street fashion here. So instead of going for a party wear kind of a thing, I thought I'll go for more of a street style look and keep the
Nice.
same crop top. Yeah.
Nice. Can we see it?
The patchworks are starting to take shape as waves.
Wow.
It has been really difficult because if it was geometric shapes, it can be, kept as a puzzle, but these are all free shapes, like as waves. So it is very difficult to put it in place. Had to like change strategies.
That is beautiful. So how has going to school and working on this, how has that been?
Crazy. It has been really crazy. I don't know if you can see my eyes. It's just I'm panda eyes now.
You still look good.
I am just staying strong.
Yes, and you're pushing your way through because that patchwork looks like the beginning of something amazing. And I'm so excited to see how it turns out in the end. So things didn't quite go the way you wanted to. I think you wanted to have it mostly done.
I wanted half of my skirt to be done by the end of the weekend because that was when I had the time, but the whole weekend went over on a failed design.
It happens. It happens. And I honestly find that if you just keep pressing yourself, keep pushing yourself, it'll come out better. than what you thought
Exactly.
before. I think it's going to be really good. So what do you still have to do?
As you can see, the patchwork is not entirely over yet. I have to fill in the spaces. There are so many rough edges out there. So I have to change all that by giving it a really nice border to it, attach the buttons and all of that to form the skirt. So after that, there's the shirt. I'll have to work on the puffed sleeves. So since I am a beginner, I have no idea how that's done. I just have to experiment and figure it out. I just hope it does not fail like the other skirt idea as well. I really, really hope I'm able to experiment and figure out how that's done and just do it.
I've very rarely seen patchwork so intricate. So it's just exciting me. Like just the patchwork alone is exciting me. So I cannot wait to see the final product. The best of luck to you. I know you got this. And I will see you on Saturday.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
It's day 4, and the waves are, showing some shape. There's just some more space left, and I'll be able to finish the skirt. I'll have to add the border, but this is almost how it looks. I'm happy. It was a lot of work, damn. This is day 5, and I have one good news and one bad news. The good news is the waves are slowly taking shape, as in they are completing, there are just little free spaces left, and I'm almost done with the patchwork. And the bad news is I am still way behind on schedule. I have no idea how I'm going to complete the entire thing by the end of this week. I'm just sitting and doing patchwork the whole time. So I have to fix a nice border to it and attach buttons, buttonholes, finish the darts, and so much of work. And then there is the shirt, which I have not started yet. Oh my god, I'm freaking out. But I can do this. I can do this. It's day 6 and the patchworks are coming out. Fine, it does look messy. There are a lot of raw edges which I have to clean that out. Oh my god, I took 4 days to finish this. I cannot believe it. Not 4 days, 3 days. I'm losing count. I have to finish these spaces right over here and figure out the border, and then I'll have to add the buttons, and probably I'm done. Let's hope I finish it today because I have not started the top. It's 4 a.m. on Friday and I literally have not slept even for an hour, and I've been sewing this whole time and I'm still not done with the skirt. I'm still not done with the patchwork. I'm still not entirely completed. I don't know what to do. I am just freaking out over here. I have the top to complete and there's just one more day and I just want to go sleep. Oh my god. Today I took strips with 1 inch width and I started sewing them together. This has been quite some time that this situation is happening. It's a lot of thread that's getting caught up inside and there seems to be some problem. I have no idea what to do right now. Please don't give up, my machine. Please don't give up. So I took out some reference top and then I traced out the armhole and traced out the shoulder. So now I didn't want this shirt to be entirely plain, so I've always had this, so I'm gonna use this block and I'm gonna mix the color now and I'm going to add block prints on one side of the shirt. And I am finally done with the outfit. I have completed it. I had to sacrifice 2 days of sleep and my eyes are like literally inside and I feel really tired. Although I had to make a lot of changes in my design, I am so glad that what I have created now looks even better than what I had planned or even better than what I had in mind. And that's it, my garment is ready. It's a cute button-down skirt which has patchwork that shows the reality of the oceans. It would portray something which is meaningful. I cannot wait to show you guys.
All right, I know you're at the edge of your seat to see how this turned out. I know I am. All right, let's see it in 3, 2, 1.
This shit just sound needed renovation.
Isha. How are you feeling? You made it to the end.
Honestly, I haven't slept for 2 days, so I'm like full on cranky, but I feel wonderful that I've pushed myself till the end. I did not give up. Everything kept messing up. Everything did not work out however I wanted to, but then finally I put it all together and I worked my way out, and I'm so glad that I'm completed it successfully.
Yes, pat yourself on the back. You did it. 1 week to create the upcycle of your dreams. And can we see it? Wow, that is beautiful.
Thank you.
It's like an intricate quilt.
I also want to mention that this outfit that I've created is not just another normal upcycled outfit. This is to put out a message as well. As you can see, the skirt that I've created, it represents the reality of the oceans. Here I have used colors like black, blue with brown checks and yellow checks to show the actual reality of oceans. There is a lot of waste that's being dumped, and textiles being one major out of them, and this skirt is just to create an awareness and to give a message as to when you throw something out next time, think about it as to how if we can repurpose it or reuse it or do something creative with it and use junk as our canvas. I really hope you like what I've done.
Yes, awesome. So in between Wednesday and now, what was like the process like for you?
Although I was done with the patchwork, I had to do the border for the patchwork. So I thought I could do that easily and I could finish it off within like a day or probably like 2 to 3 hours. But then that itself took 1.5 days, and I did not have time to work on the top portion. I was focusing on the waves, I was focusing on the pattern because I did not like how the unfinished seams and everything looked. It started looking a bit messy. And then while I was, panicking on what to do about the top is when I, got this idea to do the Indian traditional block print on the shirt. So if you can see, I've just added some block print over here.
Okay.
And I created a halter neck kind of a situation over here. And I did not want to take off the collar because I've upcycled this outfit entirely out of men's wear. So I wanted this collar and everything, that signature look to be there. I'm just so glad I pushed myself through. I was like, I can do it. This garment is not even close to what I had in mind when I when I showed you the design, but I like this more than what I had in mind earlier. I like this even more, and that's the whole process of upcycling and designing. I feel along the process, you make a lot of mistakes and then you understand a lot of things. Putting that huge puzzle together was so difficult. I feel so happy right now. It's all worth it.
You're riding a high. And then as soon as we get off, you're going to crash. Well, I am so glad that you pushed yourself through, and not only having to encourage yourself to keep going, but also like the technical difficulties with your sewing machine and everything like that. Do you think that this process has changed you in any way?
Definitely. I have learned so much. As I told you, I'm just an amateur designer. I do not have, much experience. I'm just learning now. I'm just going to classes now. So I cannot believe with just a little bit of experience I put this together. I've made a lot of mistakes in the journey from step one. Step one itself was a mistake. So from those mistakes, I learned how to not give up and make changes where I need to bring a solution. So
yeah,
I did a lot of trial and error to this whole week, and I'm just so glad with the output that I finally got.
Yes, absolutely. So tell everyone why you should be next top upcycler.
If I become the next top upcycler, I think this would be an inspiration to so many out there who loves designing, who loves upcycling, but they do not know how to start and where to start. I feel that if I win, then that would be a great motivation to so many people out there who want to start something new, who want to try this out, who want to be creative.
Tell everybody where they can follow you on social media.
So you can follow me on at Isha Hannah Jade on Instagram.
Oh my gosh, it should look like a gorgeous mermaid coming out of that water. And I absolutely love the message behind her design. If you want Isha to move on to the season finale, definitely vote for her. Voting starts January 15th, so definitely subscribe so you don't miss it. And don't forget that you can all participate in the challenge this season. Just use old menswear pieces to create something for yourself for a chance to be featured in the season finale. All the details are in the description box below. And I'll see you 9 a.m. Central Standard Time next Saturday for another premiere of Next Top Upcycler. All right, bye!